back. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to HawkSense. I am your host, Alex Nicolau, and in this week's episode, everybody, we are going to be talking about the backbone of everything superheroes, comic books. Now, in my opinion, I feel like the comic book industry is dying for one reason. The fact that nobody knows where to start, nobody knows what to read, and it's just a very confusing journey for a beginner to who's getting into comic books to start. So in this episode, I'm not only going to be showing you guys some of my favorite comic books to read that can get you into reading comic books, but I'm also going to show you guys my collection to kind of inspire you guys to start your own or even just start reading books. So right here, this is my big box comic books. I don't have that many, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I have a really good chunk, but I've mostly read comic books online all my life. I've had that luxury of growing up in that kind of age where there are websites where you can watch and read comic books online. So I read basically everything I know and have read is because of online places where I've read comic books. Places like Marvel Unlimited as well are also great for reading comic books, so we'll talk about that a little bit more today. But first, let's start off with some of my favorite books to read. So starting off, we have one I have right here that I'm currently reading once more. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. Now, this is a fantastic book. I was lucky enough to get a graphic novel version of it. It does come in 5 separate parts, but this is a mashup version of it. So it's not your usual, hey dudes, let's get some pizza, let's go skateboarding, hide from the people of New York, let's go get some pizza with cookies and gummy worms on it. This is a very gritty, mysterious, and dark version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, kind of going back to what the Turtles originally began as, a very dark and like I said, mysterious, violent version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the reason it's titled The Last Ronin is because 3 of the 4 turtles have died, and one of them is left, wielding all 4 weapons, and it takes place in this apocalyptic New York, and Shredder's grandson is kind of the dictator of that New York, and it's up to the Ninja Turtle, I'm not going to name who it is as to not spoil it, and a bunch of different anarchists, I would think would be the right term, to take down Shredder's grandson. And it's a great book. It's the illustrations are fantastic. I mean, oh, did you guys just see that fall out? Oh no, it was my very safe piece of plastic from I think it was from when I was building my entertainment center that I got for Prime Day. I just lost my spot. I was rereading it. Oh no, this sucks. Oh, okay, I think it was near here. You know where I was? I think I was in part 4. You know what? I think it was right here, so we'll leave that right there. I should get a bookmark, maybe. That would be nice. But it's a fantastic story. It's top 10 of my favorite reads of all time, and I would 100% recommend you guys reading it if you guys want to start getting into comic books. Next, I think we'll go from the DC side of things and talk about Batman: The Long Halloween. If you guys have not read this story, it is one of the greatest detective comic books of all time. It takes place in the early years of Batman. I would say if you want to compare it to a live-action adaptation of Batman, you can compare it a lot to Robert Pattinson's Batman because it takes place in his early days, and it's a very detective-based comic book in which a murderer who kills people on holidays called the Calendar Man is striking again towards Halloween. So Batman tries to find who he is, what are his motives, where he's at, and he tries to get all the information from some of his former foes, such as Joker, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, and he also is along with Harvey Dent, and at the time, not Commissioner Gordon, Lieutenant Gordon, and it's a really great comic book, and I think if you guys are Batman fans or want to start reading some Batman comics, you should definitely go ahead and read that. Now, next, I think, let's do the last DC one, because in my opinion, you guys know me, I am a big DC fan, but I have not read as much DC comics as I had Marvel comics, so I think one that I can recommend to you guys is probably Superman, All-Star Superman. It's a 12-part series that I think is pretty riveting for a Superman story. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I like Superman, but I'm not the biggest Superman fan. So reading it, I did enjoy it. It's a 12-part series about Superman. I don't really know. I don't remember much of it, but all I can remember is I feel like it's a great Superman story to start off with. It's a very open to close kind of story that you guys can read. It doesn't really take place in kind of a continuum of stories, but I would 100% recommend reading that one as well. Next is one that I actually have here, full set. It's a 8-part or 6-part series that I am very, very lucky to own. It is one of my grails in my collection. It is the entire 6-part series of Venom Lethal Protector. So I have all 6 parts of this book in phenomenal edition. There's part 1. You probably recognize this cover from anywhere. This is one of the most iconic Venom covers of all time. You probably have seen this one around too. This is a fantastic one as well. That's part 2. Here is part 3. Him crushing Scorpion. Part 4 here with Scream and Spider-Man. Part 5, him fighting a bunch of different symbiotes. And then part 6, which is an awesome cover. It is him and Spider-Man fighting. This is a fantastic series if you want to get into the Venom character. Venom is one of my favorite all-time comic book characters, and in this series makes him more than just a Spider-Man villain. It really makes him his own character, and that's what I love so much about this series, because Venom is so much more than just the Spider's dark shadow. I think he represents so much more. And is that a smudge on my book? I have not opened these. So yeah, I mean, I got this for pretty cheap for the condition that it's in. Personal favorite collection of mine. I mean, it's not the greatest series, but I mean, it's a fantastic series, but it isn't like a stellar series like the next one I'm about to show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys that one at the end because I do have an edition of that one. But the next one I want to talk about is a Spider-Man comic. It's called Spider-Man Blue. Now, unfortunately, this comic book has a little bit of a bad rep nowadays because the fan film Spider-Man Lotus, which comes out in a few days here, is based heavily upon this Spider-Man novel. And it's a fantastic one. So Spider-Man Blue takes a more intimate, emotional approach to the Spider-Man character, and it deals with Peter Parker's coping skills after he loses Gwen Stacy to the Green Goblin. Now, every Valentine's Day, he leaves a rose at Gwen Stacy's gravestone, along with some messages that he's built up over the year, basically telling her how much he misses her, how much he loves her, what's been happening since she's been gone, and how he's trying to move on, but he can't. It's a very emotional and intimate story that if you guys like Peter Parker, you will absolutely love the story. Now, the last one I'm going to recommend before we take a deep dive into my books is actually one in my collection that I'm going to go ahead and try to find here. Probably should have had it on me, but it's fine. You can take a look. Oh, no. No. God, I hate that so much. No. You guys are going to see some pretty bad ones here. Oh, here it is. This is... Ooh, here we go. Ultimate Spider-Man 22. Now, I am not exaggerating when I say this is the Spider-Man comic series that I grew up with. Ultimate Spider-Man issues 1 through 12, in my opinion, or 1 through 11, excuse me, in my opinion, are some of the greatest Spider-Man stories of all time, and is literally what you will basically see a lot of iterations take inspiration from. Sorry, I was trying to find a good page for you guys to look at, which I got kind of stuck on this. This one came out in 2002, right? So there's this old ad for the Spider-Man PlayStation game by Activision, which is on PlayStation 2, Xbox, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and PC. But the artwork is fantastic. Like, look at that. That is a classic. You definitely have seen that still before. The suit is fantastic. This entire series is fantastic. And Miles Morales actually makes his debut in Ultimate Spider-Man 2 something. So that's far from this. But like I said, Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 111 are some of the greatest comic books I've ever read. It takes a very unique approach to the Spider-Man character, but it's very, very familiar to what we know. But a lot of his villains, like Green Goblin and Venom, have a very more intimate and informative story than what we kind of usually have. And there's a couple unique designs, especially for Green Goblin. I don't remember if I've had this one for a while. Let me see if Green Goblin's actually in this. If not, I'll throw him up on the screen. It's called the Ultimate Green Goblin look. You've definitely seen it before. I'm not a huge fan of that look. I'm a very huge fan of the classic Green Goblin design. Yeah, he's not in here. But, I love this book. I think it is, if you want to read a Spider-Man comic, you read Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 11, and or the Superior Spider-Man storyline. So now let's take a look at what I'm currently reading. So, like I said, I'm currently reading the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, and that's actually a pretty recent comic. That series came out early 2022, I believe, so it's really not that old. But I just want to show you guys this as well. I picked this up. Like I said, I was at the early access release for TMNT Mutant Mayhem. Unfortunately, not going to be able to talk about that a lot, but I thought I'd show you guys this book here. Pretty much gives a little bit of history on the Ninja Turtles, where they came from, how it was kind of a joke at the start. He drew a turtle that was like a tortoise type, Master Oogway type turtle, carrying nunchucks, and you thought the idea of a slow ninja would be kind of cool. Then it just goes to show a bunch of different old covers for TMNT containing characters that you see in TMNT Mutant Mayhem. I also was able to secure this pretty cool poster that I'm going to be putting up in my set soon. But when this drops, the strikes may be resolved. We'll see. I know they're sitting down today, which is Friday for you guys, to talk about the strike and resolve an issue for it. So hopefully it's ended there, and then you guys can get my review on TMNT Mutant Mayhem, because I really love the movie. I'm just going to say that. So this is also what I'm reading right now. This came out a little bit ago. I'm going to say March this year. This is the Lost Hunt. So this is actually part 4. Let me try to find parts 1 through 3 for you guys. So it's actually a very fantastic story. It's similar to the Kraven's Last Hunt storyline, but it takes place kind of after Kraven dies, and it follows a different hunter who is kind of an apprentice of Kraven the Hunter. So this is our book right here, The Lost Hunt. That's number 1. That's number 2. That's number 3. That's number 4, and this is number 5. I have not read 4 and 5 yet. I'm still trying to finish. My read list is very high. You'll see that in a second. But I think it was a fantastic short mini series that I really enjoyed reading. It's a lot better than a lot of the Spider-Man comics that we've been getting recently, and I've been tired of rereading like Ultimate Spider-Man, Sensational, and Superior Spider-Man. So I started picking up a few other extra ones. I'll show you some of my Zeb Wells comic books that I hate that series so much, and I'll try to find some of the stuff why in the books. But this is a fantastic read if you guys want to read a little bit of a mini series. So 1 through 5 is out now. It's been out since March of this year, and I love this storyline. It's not the best, but it is very interesting, and I think it's very entertaining for the purpose that it serves. And I would 100% recommend this one to you guys if you guys would think about reading it. So what else do we have? So we have 4 and 5, like I just said. Then we have Spider-Man India. So Spider-Man India just came out with a new book series. So Spider-Man India 1 was a couple weeks ago. This is Spider-Man India 2. I do have the Spider-Man India book. We'll take a look at that one a little bit later. But this one is fantastic. I'm really enjoying this series. Pav really took a chance on this book because the suit's not very much the same as the one we see in Across the Spider-Verse, but I really like this look. I've always liked this look. I don't know, maybe they'll switch it up to maybe something a little bit more familiar than what we see in Across the Spider-Verse, but I've been enjoying it so far. It's a unique take on the character. It's new, it's fresh, and I'm enjoying it. Now, this one I picked up, was this today or yesterday? This is a variant edition of the new What If Dark comics. Now, this is what if Venom what if the Thing was venomized, basically. This is a new What If Dark series. This is the first one. And then the next one coming out is going to be What If Dark Moon Knight, which I'm very excited for. I have not read this one yet, so I can't give you guys my review on it. But I'm assuming that it's going to be fun. I mean, these are just what ifs. So it's not something that has to necessarily be fantastic or outstanding. It just really has to be entertaining and interesting to read. These next 6 I haven't read yet, and I got these for my birthday by our good friend John. It's so I'll tell you guys a funny story about this. It's Morbius the Living Vampire, the miniseries. So, funny story. John at this time used to work at this antique mall, right? It's a fantastic antique mall. It has a bunch of awesome rare stuff. I found a bunch of stuff like my Spider-Man 1 bobblehead that my girlfriend got me. She found that there. I found that Tobey Maguire right there. I found a lot of stuff at this antique mall that I absolutely loved. Now, he found these at the mall, right? And my mom, she frequented that mall, and she said, I saw the coolest thing. It was a piece of film from Spider-Man 1. Right? And she said, I thought I was going to get it for you, but I just forgot. And then a couple hours later, our friend John, he messages me, hey, I just got your birthday present. Now, this was in like January. My birthday's in April, so I'm thinking, he did not, right? How much could that be? Does he love me that much? And then he hands me this. I'm like, oh, thanks, John. No, I'm just kidding. And then he's like, oh yeah, I saw that. It was like $500. I'm like, I love you, man, but come on. So, thank you, John, for this. I have not read it yet, unfortunately, but, I mean, it's cool. I mean, unfortunately, the Morbius character just has a huge bad rep because of Jared Leto's interpretation of Morbius, but, I mean, he's a great character. He's a very interesting character, and I will give you guys my opinion on this on Threads at AlexNicolau13 at threads.net. Go follow me when I finish it, so you guys get the links on there. Next is a couple ones that I just kind of picked up on the side that I haven't read yet, that I thought the covers were cool. I like to support our local comic book shops because, unfortunately, like I said, the comic book industry is kind of a dying industry. So I like to go in and support because I feel like I'm doing something nice. So I like to go in sometimes and just grab a book that I think looks cool. So this is Perceptions, Spider-Man story guest starring Wolverine. I thought this cover looked fantastic. And it's not too old. It's about 1991. Yeah, this is 91 when this came out, so it's a little bit older than my Venom Lethal Protector series, but I thought the cover was really cool and awesome, so I decided to pick it up. You know, I mean, I saw a post one day of just saying, like, if you, like, want to support these businesses and you don't know what to read, maybe just go in, like how you were as a kid, go pick up a book off the shelves because you think the cover looks cool. So that's kind of what I did there, and it was only, what is it? Not even $5, so come on. Like, I like to support our businesses. Next, this one is The Crypt of Shadows. Actually, I think I read this one. No, I didn't. I read a different version of it. I read the second part with the... Is this the one? Yeah, I know it is. This is Crypt of Shadows, which includes a bunch of different characters like Swamp Thing, Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, X-23, Elsa Bloodstone, all those type of characters. And did I say Swamp Thing? Man Thing. God, I'm gonna get in trouble for that now. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's an interesting story. I mean, this is another one of those ones that I just picked up off the shelf because I thought it was pretty cool. It includes some great characters like the Human Torch looking for a 6-armed or the monster version of Spider-Man, and it's I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, like, look at that. It's Elsa Bloodstone and Human Torch fighting the monster version of Spider-Man, which I think is cool. Now, I kind of regret picking this one up because of the fact that it is written by Zeb Wells. So it's called Dark Web 1. I don't think I'm going to be reading this. I'll probably honestly just take it back to the store and just put it back on the shelves, no return. Actually, you know what, screw it. I'll give it away. Maybe take it to Goodwill or something so a kid can have it. But it includes Chasm, the Ben Reilly variant, which we all seemingly all hate, correct? that's a terrible suit. I'm not gonna read that one, honestly. I'll probably just donate it somewhere. And then this one is called Murder World, and I think it's like a Contest of Champions type thing. But this one is the Spider-Man edition, Spider-Verse edition, I guess you can call it, because we got Miles, we got Gwen, we have Miguel, Hobie, and then regular Peter Parker there. So that is my read list right now. Obviously, I have a lot of work to do, but right now let's take a look at some of the books I got here. So starting off, we'll just pull them one by one. This is the Ultimate Spider-Man that we saw. What do we got next? Oh! Okay, so this is a Marvel team-up from 76, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Matt and John got me this for my birthday the first year we met, and I thought it was really awesome. You know, it kind of reflects what was happening in No Way Home, just Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Not very, you know, like, accurate to the story of No Way Home, but it's a really cool book. I've read it. I mean, it's nothing too special, but it's a sentimental value because my two good best friends got it for me for my birthday, and I think it was a very nice gesture of them to do that, considering we've only known each other for over like a year and a half now, almost gonna be 2 years this upcoming fall, and we've all become so close. Like all of Red Hawk Media, every single one of us, not even just the comic book nerds, all of us have become super, super close. We all are involved in each other's lives, and we all hang out, and it's really awesome how we all kind of are just good friends. And you know, this is a really nice gesture from my good friends Matt and John. Love you guys. Next, what do we got? What do we got? Oh no! Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to. Oh, okay, so this is kind of where my Spider-Man, my entire comic book collecting kind of started with the ANAD series, the All New, All Different Spider-Man series. So this is actually a mini-series outside of that. It's Spider-Man and Deadpool. I was trying to collect as many of these as possible because I love Spider-Man and Deadpool comics. And unfortunately, it's hard for a 13, 14-year-old kid to have his mom drive him every single week to go pick up a new book, especially when the comic book shop that I wanted to go to was kind of struggling and unfortunately has now been closed, which is unfortunate, but I mean, I have a new one now. I have a couple new ones that I go to. So next, what do we got? Oh, All New, All Different. It's All New, All Different 3. So this comic series sucks. I would not recommend reading it. It's basically like, some of the art's great because this is like, this is covered by Alex Ross. Alex Ross is the GOAT. So the series is basically about the Peter Parker is modeled off of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but it feels like a lot more of like a Tom Holland Spider-Man, Iron Boy Jr. Because he owns this company called Parker Industries, and it's like he's a tech whiz in Japan and everywhere, and it just doesn't feel like Spider-Man. I think the next one is gonna be, it's Spider-Man Grab and Go sticker and coloring book. So to explain this one without seeming like I went to the kids aisle. So we talked about this before. I was doing HawkSense a little bit before this. I had reconstructive nose surgery for my deviated septum, and some type of gland in my nose would like flare up when I lay down, and I wasn't able to breathe out of my nose basically for when I would go to bed. So I had reconstructive nose surgery, and a bunch of my cousins and my girlfriend and friends got me a little like gift basket because I had to be in the house, like this. I was like this. I slept like this, not in my chair, but in my bed. I was like this. I could not lay down because then the blood would go in my throat and dry out my throat, and then I'd be screwed. And then I just it was a bad recovery for the first few days, but after that it's been great. I can breathe now, which is awesome. So they got me this little sticker kit with a bunch of these little Spider-Mans and some drawings. I don't know if I colored in them. Oh, I did this one. Yeah. Next we got, this one's cool. This one actually broke my MacBook. Kind of funny story. I got this one. This is a Captain America 80 Years series that I got. I thought the cover was really cool. I'll show you guys it. So it's all the different kind of Captain Americas that we got in comic history. So we got the Falcon, Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers. We have Bucky Barnes, and then we have the U.S. agent, and the Bucky Barnes is knocking out the U.S. agent. So it's basically kind of the intro to the Captain America comics, the new series that they were releasing, I guess, and it was all right. I mean, ooh, what's back here? Oh, it's the ripped version of the Venom comic that I had. Anyway, but I think it's a great book. I thought it was a really interesting cover to read. This was cover to see. This is another one I just kind of picked off the shelves because I just wanted to support the establishment. Next. Oh, okay. So I bought this one at Walmart for like $10, and I'll pack a couple. So this is a Infinity Wars kind of a like mass-produced, very quick book. I think I got this in like 2019. Trying to read here. 2018. So this was kind of trying to catch the hype of the Infinity War, trying to get, if a kid saw this at Walmart, they'd be like, I know that movie, and they'll grab it off the shelf. I thought some of the covers were cool. I think there's like 3 books that came in this, and I'll show you guys them soon. But I never ended up reading this. I just think it was cool to see. I mean, some of the art's actually really cool, but is that the Spot? Wow, I haven't read this. Rocket and Groot, Black Bolt. Is that Tombstone? Sandman? The Spot? Iron Man? Adam Warlock? Drax? Doctor Strange? Captain Marvel? That's so weird. I've never seen that before. Oh, God. Number 4 of the Zeb Wells books. I'll be donating that one. What else we got here? Oh, number 3, Zeb Wells. I actually don't want to damage them. I just kind of want. I will be donating them though. This looks like it is a Marvel free preview, so don't need to go over that one. What do we got? Another free preview. Why do I keep those? Another free preview. Let's see. Oh, we're back to covers. Let's see what we got in this one. Oh, okay. It's my reprint of The Amazing Spider-Man 1. So this is a reprint of the original first ever appearance of Spider-Man in his first ever series. It's actually pretty cool because at this time, well, this is pretty cool. The tie-in novel so I got this in 2018, obviously, but this tie-in novel for the Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man series, which is pretty cool. And then we have some stuff from Spider-Man Homecoming, so it was released around that time, 2017, 2018. But what's really cool about this is that before they really knew this character was going to be a huge thing, they wouldn't take super much precaution of this. Let me try to find the exact scene here, but Peter Parker gets called Peter Palmer in this, and I'm trying to find it here, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it, so I'll put it right here actually for you guys to see. So yeah, Peter Parker gets called Peter Palmer because he doesn't, he's not. I'm gonna actually throw these out now that I have them here because I will not be reading July 2022's issues from DC because I don't think I'll find them, and nor will I care. But it's really cool to see that. I really like that book. Oh, here it is. Here's the one that caught my eye off the Infinity War. It's a symbiote Spider-Man story. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's about him fighting Mysterio, and I'm gonna be honest, man. It's not a bad book, and I mean, I don't know if you guys want to read it per se. If you have, let me know. I don't remember it. I don't remember it too much. I got this in like 2018, 2019. Yeah, 2019, 2018. So, I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, it's a cool one to have for sure. Another covered one. Here we go. Oh, Spider-Man Family Zone. Funny story about this one. So I got this one at a comic shop for like $25. This is the comic shop that I started getting comics at. So this actually came out in 2005. Now, it's a pretty cool comic book. It's around the time of the ending of the Ultimate series, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty thick too. And this was actually inside of a grade cover. And did I know about graded comic books at the time? Yeah, I did. Did I think twice about busting the comic book open with a hammer in my basement? No. So I busted it out to read it. I don't know why. I definitely ruined the value of it, but I'm not going to sell it. I mean, it was definitely Oh, here we go. Spider-Man Deadpool number 22. This is like a jump because I went back to that shop like weeks later. I'm like, oh, I got this one. Let's go. And I didn't end up reading it. So these are all a bunch of old books that I never read. Oh, here we go. Amazing Grace from the ANAD series. Yeah. Oh, ANAD number 2. Oh, Spider-Man Deadpool number 4 with Mighty Thor, which is pretty cool. Oh, let me show you the cover. Sorry. Oh, all new, all different. Amazing Grace number 3. All new, all different. Amazing Grace Part 1. Ooh, this really cool Stranger Things book that my cousins got me when they went to that shop just for funsies one day. This was around the time they got me this when Stranger Things 3 came out, my personal favorite season of that show. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like the cover. I think it's issue 1 of 4, which I didn't end up getting the rest. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Next, what do we got? We still got a ways to go, so I'm going to try to pick up the speed. I know it's been a little bit of a long episode. Amazing Grace Part 2. I really like that cover, though. And then the all new, all different. Hopefully, this is the last all new, all different. But you can see that's supposed to be Peter Parker in the Parker Industries. That is very much Andrew Garfield. So, there you go. Okay. Spider-Man Deadpool number 3. This is really cool. So I got this book when I went to go see Venom in theaters. So it's basically just a recap of the story of Venom. But it's pretty cool to have. I think I liked it a lot. I mean, I love when movie theaters do this. I absolutely loved when I went to go see TMNT Mutant Mayhem and they had the early access screening at my theater. It was fantastic. Like, you got to see all the behind the scenes stuff, some of the stuff leading up to it, the interviews from actors and producers of the movie, and it was just so fun. I wish every single movie would do that for their local theater. I think that's so fun. What do we got next? Zeb Wells. Oh. I'm going to incriminate myself here, am I? I don't think anybody's going to care that much. I mean, I don't mind if I... So this is from the library. It's Miss Marvel, No Normal. I just haven't returned it yet. Okay, this one's cool. This is a graphic novel. This is the Fortnite X Marvel Zero War, so the second novel after the... What's it called? What was it called? Not the Zero War, the... I forget. But it's a graphic novel combining all the stories of Fortnite Zero War. You already know me and the boys be playing some Fortnite at night, so I had to pick that one up. Also, it came with a bunch of digital codes for some stuff in the game, which is pretty cool. Ooh, this one's cool. I picked this one up recently. It's Moon Knight number 23. It just had a really cool cover with Venom and Moon Knight. It had a couple pictures of Venom and Moon Knight that I really liked in this story. Like, I think it was towards the end. No. That one right there. Which is really cool. I mean, it's not Eddie Brock, it's his son Dylan Brock, and I really do not like that storyline, so, I mean, I just had to pick it up because I thought the cover was cool. What is this? Oh, is that Will Sinister 6? Like, who's letting him finish the run? Throw him away, please. Oh, this one's cool. This is another one I just kind of picked up with, the intention of just supporting the business. So this is The Amazing Spider-Man, a really old series. I think this is from 91. It has Night Thrasher, Punisher, Spider-Man, and Moon Knight on it. I think it's a really cool cover. I think it was about part 3 of 6 of Round Robin, which is I forget what series it is, but it's really cool. It's got the paper. It smells like an old library. I mean, it's nice. It's really nice. I really love these type of books that I get to get my hands on them, especially when they're cheap. I think I got this for like $1, so I'm not too mad about that. Let's see what we got next. I think we're wrapping it up here. Oh, this is cool. So I got this at AMC when I went to go see the Suicide Squad early access. It's basically just a little bit of a story of a Suicide Squad, including like Deadshot, and other Suicide Squad members that you've seen in the first film rather than the ones that we've seen in the second. What we got here? This one's cool. The Amazing Spider-Man 87, Chapter 13, I believe. So this one is Captain America and Black Cat training Spider-Man to be Spider-Man again. So I think it's pretty cool. I picked it up because of the cover. I think the idea of the story is pretty cool as well. So I had to pick it up. Free comic book day, Spider-Man and Venom. Pretty cool book. I got this for free. Although, I mean, story itself is not very compelling, but I just kind of picked it up for the cover, as you do. We got a good chunk left. I'll wrap it up in a minute here, though. We got another preview. I can toss that. I'm kind of doing like a spring cleaning type of thing. This is actually really cool. So I picked this up at my local comic shop. If you guys don't know this, I'm a huge fan. Me and my family, I think, are huge fans of Disney. And one of my favorite and personal favorite soundtracks and movies of all time is Disney's Tarzan. So I picked up this 2-part series of Disney's Tarzan, which is really cool. And it basically is the movie in this comic book. And I was like, dude, that's so cool. I had to pick it up. And I only got it for like $9. Which isn't bad at all, and I really enjoy reading it. I mean, it's basically the story of Tarzan in book form, but I'm a huge fan of Tarzan, huge fan of that soundtrack, and I had to pick it up. I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, dude, that's all mine. Last one of Zeb Wells. I'm donating those. I hate that book so much. Oh, this is another one I got in that 3-pack at Walmart. It's a Daredevil comic. I think the art in this one is really, really cool. Very, just like, what would you call that? Not too in-depth, I'd say. A lot of recent comics are very in-depth with their look. A lot of shading. I'm not talking about the M&Ms there. I'm talking about people. So yeah, I think it's cool. It was a cool style. Free comic book day. It's another Zeb Wells Spider-Man and Venom. I just picked it up because it was free. I was going to look for the Spider-Man 2 book, but I wasn't able to pick that up. So. Rounding it out here, I think we got one more real book left, and that is the Spider-Man India #1. And then what do we got left? I think I have another book under my bed. I'm not going to go fishing for that right now. I think it's just about the 60s comics and how they impacted the culture. This is something my mom picked me up before Across the Spider-Verse came out. It's the Ultimate Guide to Spider-Man. It's a magazine. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's just all about Spider-Man. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, got Toby in the back looking fantabulous. And then what else we got here? I got this from the Art Museum of Chicago. I took my girlfriend there for her birthday a few years back because she really wanted to go. And I found this in the gift shop. They were selling art books. It's the Little Book of Fantastic Four, and it basically just goes through a bunch of different Fantastic Four comics that were made, and just describes what's happening in them, what characters are in them, how the artist went about detailing these characters, how the Thing was made, and it's a really funny cool little book that I had picked up. Now this is the big mama right here, right? This is the last thing. Oh, I got this on a birthday trip. You can get this anywhere now. You can, unfortunately. This is Marvel Fans Bible, basically. It's the Marvel Encyclopedia. I got this when I went to the Museum of Science and Industry. They had a Marvel exhibit, and I got to see a bunch of amazing. I'll put some pictures up on screen. Breathtaking artifacts, pieces from movies in Marvel history, and one of those things was the Green Goblin mask. I got to see Tom Holland's suit from Spider-Man: Homecoming, the original Amazing Fantasy 15 comic book, which I was trembling seeing that. A bunch of cool stuff like the Black Panther suits from Black Panther. Some of the suits from Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Iron Man suits really used, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, Loki, a bunch of screen-worn suits by all the actors, and it was awesome, and at the end of the day, I got to pick this up. It's my Marvel Encyclopedia from all the deep known characters that I know of in my comic book knowledge, I kind of learned it through here and also just reading them in Spider-Man comics. I have read a bunch of other comics besides Spider-Man, I promise, but mainly Spider-Man. But you know, everything I kind of know, I read this like back to front, like how many times, because I was just so compelled with the stories and my knowledge of, you know, knowing all this kind of stuff. And it's like, let me go flip it a page. All right, we flipped into R. Ronan the Accuser, which we know, Betty Ross, which we know, but did you know of Roma? Now, Roma is daughter of Merlin. Roma appeared to be Brian Braddock as the goddess of the northern skies and gave him the Amulet of Right. The amulet's energy turned him into Captain Britain, and Roma became one of his advisors. Thinking of her father dead, she took over his duties as the ruler of Avalon and guardian of the Omniverse. And when she oversaw the formation of Excalibur, when Merlin returned, Roma helped Excalibur defeat him and gave her the throne to Captain Britain. Roma seemingly died at her father's hand, but not before she transferred her knowledge to the mutant sage. She survived her father's attack and helped Spider-Man UK when the inheritors were hunting down the spider heroes. Now, she had her first appearance in Captain Britain #1, January 1985. Her real name is Roma. Her occupation is sorceress. Her base is Otherworld. Her height is 5'10". I'm 5'10". Weight is 135 pounds. Eyes are green, hair black, and her special powers and abilities are: she's a sorceress with mystical abilities, can cast spells that restore life to the dead or block her own presence or others' presence from detection by organic or technological means. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't 100% remember her. But you really don't know. So we flipped open to Iron Fist, Iron Patriot, Gamora, Gargoyle, The Gatherers, Gambit, The Leader, Lady Deathstrike, Magneto on this one, Shahar, Speed Freak, Speedball, Speed Demon, Sphinx, Space Phantom, Squirrel Girl, Ultra Force, Ultra Girl, Unicorn, Ultron, The Wasp. And you already know, our boy Spider-Man's got like 4 pages dedicated to him. But it's really awesome. I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to pick that up. I was lucky enough to experience that exhibit as well. But I think we can wrap it up. I think that's pretty much it, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it's something a little bit different than what we do usually, but I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys my comic book collection and maybe inspire you guys to start reading comics on your own. I know Marvel Unlimited is $10.99 or $9.99 a month, and you get all the comic books you want. So if you guys want to start there, there's a free trial I think you guys can get, and you can start reading the comics there. Hopefully I gave you guys some good suggestions if you want to run through them one more time. We have Batman The Long Halloween, which isn't on Marvel Unlimited. All-Star Superman, which is also not on Marvel Unlimited. But on a Marvel Unlimited should be Venom Lethal Protector. We have Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man 1 through 111. So that's enough for you guys to chew on, hopefully. And then I also have the Spider-Man Blue. And TMNT The Last Ronin. So that's a little bit, you guys can start there. I think those are great books to get you guys started in. And I mean, I just, like, when it comes to confusion, I just don't know how to explain it in my own terms. I want to try to explain how comic books work. What's the continuous plot that you guys want to follow? What happens if it's a mini series? Is it actually canon to the main event? It's so much that you guys just have to kind of experience it on your own. And look it up for yourselves to understand, because I honestly do not know how to put in words on how to do that kind of stuff. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I really thank you guys for watching. Once again, go follow me on Threads at AlexNicolau13 and follow me on TikTok at AlexHawkSense, and make sure to follow us on Red Hawk Media's Instagram page at redhawk.media, and DM us if you guys are interested or have any questions for you. DM us and I will answer any questions you guys have for us. I am so excited to be bringing us some more content this coming fall. We have a lot of stuff to do in Red Hawk Media other than just superhero content, which seems is the only thing that we're getting on Red Hawk Media's page right now. I know a lot of us have been busy with other things, and I'm kind of the one who is putting it all on his shoulders right now. But I trust me, guys. We got a lot of stuff coming, and I'm very excited to bring it to you guys. Once again, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.